Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler just pulled the trigger, and it wasn't a warning shot. In a move that has blindsided workers, communities, and industry analysts alike, these iconic American brands, under the global auto giant Stellantis, have initiated drastic measures that may crush the already fragile US auto industry. Entire plants are shutting down. Thousands of families are left wondering how they'll pay next month's bills. Neighborhoods once built on auto jobs are staring down an economic cliff. How did we get here? What triggered this avalanche of layoffs and closures in what used to be the heart of American manufacturing? And what does it mean not just for American workers, but for the global auto market? Before we unpack the brutal reality of what's unfolding, don't forget to subscribe to the African Web, where we break down major global developments that are reshaping industries, economies, and geopolitics across the world. Now let's dive deep. It started with a shockwave from Ohio and Michigan. Stellantis announced massive layoffs at the Toledo South Assembly Complex, affecting over 1,400 workers almost overnight. The Warren Truck Assembly plant in Michigan soon followed with indefinite job cuts. These aren't just temporary pauses. These are long-term displacements that many believe may never be reversed. The magnitude of these cuts is staggering. Families who've worked in these plants for generations are suddenly facing a future with no income, no health care, and no answers. Parents are now unsure if they can afford school supplies, mortgages, or even groceries. Small towns built around these plants are bracing for the ripple effects. Local diners, gas stations, auto parts suppliers, entire microeconomies are at risk of vanishing. So why is this happening now? The official line from Stellantis points to declining sales and persistent overproduction. Many Jeep and Dodge models have been sitting unsold on dealership lots, gathering dust. Consumer interest in these once-revered vehicles has slumped. Models like the Dodge Charger and Chrysler 300 have been phased out entirely. Their replacements? Nowhere in sight. The problem runs deeper than just lagging sales. The product lineups have aged poorly in an era where technology and fuel efficiency dominate buying decisions. While competitors have aggressively rolled out modern, tech-savvy vehicles, Stellantis continued banking on older designs and big engines, losing touch with shifting consumer expectations. Beyond Stellantis' internal missteps, larger economic forces are also crushing the auto sector. Rising interest rates have made auto loans more expensive, deterring potential buyers. With inflation eating away at disposable income, fewer Americans are willing to commit to a new vehicle, especially one priced at a premium. And then there's the dramatic shift in consumer demand. Drivers are leaning towards electric vehicles, fuel-efficient crossovers, and foreign brands that offer better value and reliability. Meanwhile, Stellantis is caught between aging combustion engines and an EV strategy that has faltered badly. Their EV rollout has stalled. Unlike Tesla or even Ford and GM, Stellantis has failed to gain a solid foothold in the electric market. Delays, cost overruns, and unclear vision have pushed them behind in the race, leaving them stuck with outdated inventory in a forward-looking market. The political climate has only added fuel to the fire. The Trump administration's decision to reintroduce a 25% tariff on imported automobiles has sent shockwaves through the global auto industry, particularly affecting Stellantis. These aggressive tariffs are designed to protect American jobs and bring manufacturing back to US soil. However, in reality, they have driven up production costs for companies like Stellantis that rely on a complex international supply chain. With many components sourced from Mexico, Canada, and Asia, the tariffs have forced the company to either absorb the added costs or pass them on to consumers, neither of which is sustainable in the long run. The ripple effect has been immediate and severe. Supply chain disruptions are no longer just delays. They're complete stoppages in some cases. Automakers that once depended on just-in-time inventory systems now face bottlenecks that slow production, inflate costs, and reduce competitiveness. While the administration insists this is a necessary sacrifice to restore industrial sovereignty, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Plants are operating under strain, and workers are the ones bearing the brunt. The added uncertainty surrounding trade with China and tensions with Canada over energy tariffs have only deepened the instability. Unsurprisingly, the United Auto Workers, UAW, is furious. They've condemned Stellantis' actions, accusing the company of prioritizing shareholder profits over worker livelihoods. There is growing talk of renewed strike action, potentially bringing what remains of Stellantis' US operations to a halt. And while the focus is often on those inside the factories, the pain spreads much further. Communities that have survived on auto jobs for decades are seeing property values plummet, small businesses shutter, and local schools brace for budget cuts. The service economy that once thrived on factory worker spending is being crushed under the weight of disappearing jobs. Facing mounting criticism and dwindling sales, Stellantis is now pivoting. Instead of doubling down on EVs, the company has announced a return to hybrid and internal combustion engine (IC) vehicles. It's a shocking reversal from their earlier green energy commitments. Adding to the chaos, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has stepped down, citing personal reasons, though insiders point to boardroom conflict and mounting pressure from European investors. His exit has left a power vacuum at the top, just as the company is making high-stakes strategic decisions. There have been some token gestures, like the reinstatement of a few hundred jobs, but workers are skeptical. Many believe these are simply moves to calm backlash rather than genuine attempts to rebuild trust or save the workforce. One glimmer of hope has emerged from Belvidere, Illinois, where Stellantis has announced plans to reopen the idle Belvidere assembly plant. But with no clear product strategy and uncertain timelines, even that announcement has failed to inspire real optimism. For many, it feels more like a strategic distraction than a genuine revival plan. Bigger questions loom large. Can Stellantis remain a major player in the American auto industry? Or is this the beginning of a slow retreat from a market it no longer understands? Investors are watching closely, and some are already reallocating capital toward competitors with clearer direction. What does this turmoil mean for America's industrial base, and for countries like China, South Korea, and Germany, which are now filling the void? The collapse of once mighty brands like Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler reflects more than just poor management. It signals a fundamental shift in how cars are made, sold, and powered, and it raises serious questions about the future of American manufacturing. As automation rises and EV infrastructure lags behind, US factories risk being left in the dust. What do you think? Is Stellantis making the right moves, or are they digging their own grave in the US auto market? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the African Web for more deep dives into stories shaping the future of the global economy.